and you are watching The Tea with Nomi. Today we're going to be talking about Jarrett and Iyanna and their recent split. I just want to say for Iyanna, I feel so bad that this happened to her. I don't believe that she really deserved it. She seems like such a sweet lady. Aside from that, unfortunately, all this experience showed is that there's just a lot more work that she needs to do, which is understandable. She's been through a lot of traumatic events in her life. It's expected that she would have some bumps in the road when it comes to relationships, especially with men. First off, I want to say that I was never particularly fond of Jarrett. Did not really care for him. I just did not see this working out. My mom is my witness. Right, mama? She knows. She knows. I watched like the first few episodes with her, and when I saw what was going on between him and Iyanna, I was just like, girl, no, run, Iyanna, run. This was after they already established the connection, but seeing all the things that should have led her to walk away from him. I'm here to share my opinion about why this went wrong and why she made a mistake by choosing him in the first place. Without further ado, I would like to go ahead and get right into this. Jarrett cried over Mallory. This big 6'1" lumberjack cried real tears over Mallory. Sir, are you kidding me? His eyes were bloodshot red, guys. Like, he was crying. I was like, girl, no, don't choose him. Don't choose him. One of those points was that he described Iyanna like an afterthought. After his failed attempt with Mallory, he said that if she's still in, I can see myself proposing to her too. The guy who claims to be in love with her said that about her. Well, if she's still waiting around, I mean, I could propose to her too. Maybe she'll say yeah. That's not a good look, sir. You should have kept your mouth shut for that one, because that was not okay. The other thing that I noticed, there was such a difference between Iyanna versus Mallory. With Mallory, he didn't know where he stood with her. But when it came to Iyanna, he felt like he already had her. That was part of the issue. For him to feel sure enough to say that he knew where Iyanna stood already. The fact that Iyanna wasn't really talking to anyone else also bothered me, because by keeping your options open, you're keeping your heart from pouring directly into one connection. You're keeping your heart guarded by not distributing all your feelings into one person. You know that this person isn't just with you. And she acknowledged this, but she still chose to continue pouring her feelings into him, hoping that he would reciprocate that exact same energy, but he didn't. If they know they've got you, they're going to use you for what they can get out of you. They're going to let you feed them all that loving energy, let you build them up, let you stroke their egos and make them feel good. They're going to take that because it's free. Don't give it away for free. No. It was not a genuine relationship off of, oh, we have this in common, we have that in common. You know, we've been through a few things. One of the things that I noted that Jarrett said that disturbed me, verbatim, Iyanna is truly there for me and loves me for me. He should not have known that out the gate. Just because she knew that he was having a very strong connection with someone else, it wasn't very smart for her to put her feelings out there. Most women have the perception that, you know, if we're being honest, if we're being truthful, and we're being forthcoming about putting our feelings out there, that that's the smartest move to make. But when you're in a pod where you're dating multiple other people, that is not a smart move. I don't think so anyways. This is my opinion though. So maybe for you guys, you may disagree. I don't know. Y'all can let me know though. I personally don't think that it was a smart move for her to put her feelings out there so solidly for him. And it'd be one thing if she said, you know, I'm really feeling you. I like what we have going on here. But until I see that you're fully invested in me, I'm going to withhold. That would have given him a little bit more pushback, not like it's so easy to take from her. It was too easy. It was like taking candy from a baby. She messed up in that regard. Something else that I noticed was that he said to Iyanna, he told her that he was all over the place and that he was continuously going back and forth between her and Mallory. That was the signal right there. He told her, I'm going back and forth between you and Mallory. He can't make up his mind. I'm not about to let you decide what you're going to do with my heart. You only have one, just the one hand. And you have a choice between two hearts. You can't hold both of them. The texture of a heart is not easy to hold, okay? So you're not about to tell me that you're going to try to hold my heart and Mallory's at the same time when you only have one hand. If that's the case, I'm going to take one of the hearts off the table, because you're not about to drop my heart. You're not about to break it. You're not about to damage my heart. And that's where I think she should have really pulled back from him. She really should have. I understand that she felt maybe if she invested more of her feelings into him and letting him know that she was really there for him, that it would have solidified their relationship. But what it really did was let him know that if things don't work out with Mallory, this chick right here is open to me. This chick right here, she has her feelings all involved with me. So I'm going to always have access to her. I can always double back on her as long as I can make it sound good. As long as I can make it sound not as bad as it really is, I'll always have a chance. And he should not have had that chance. She should have ripped that right from under him. He should have never had a chance. By that time, I literally would have got up and walked out of there. You don't know? Well, let me make it up for you, honey. Chase your dreams, because I'm out. I'm out. You're not about to play with my feelings. No, sir. No, sir. Something else I noticed was that Iyanna was clearly displeased. He told her that he basically did a coward's proposal. He couldn't just put his feelings out there straight up and just say, Mallory, will you marry me? He had to guard his little heart and say, well, Mallory, if I were to propose to you, what would you say? He told Iyanna that he did that. And she was clearly displeased, guys. The way that her head fell into her hand when she heard that, she knew. She was ignoring these signs because she just wanted things to work out. And I understand wanting things to work out, but you've got to look at what's really in front of you. You can't think about what you want it to be when you're putting your heart on the line. That's like betraying yourself. That's literally betraying yourself. You're putting your heart on the line and you see that this person is going back and forth between you and another woman and you know about it. No, ma'am. No. Just no. So off to the next point. He even told her that he did not get the response that he wanted. He told her that he did not get the response that he wanted. She told him no. That means he was looking for her to say yes. Which means if she would have said yes, he more than likely would not have asked you. He wouldn't have asked you. That means that's where his heart was. He was wrong for pursuing Iyanna, bolstering himself up after he took a huge blow on national television, mind you. He doubled back and he went after somebody who could patch him up and make him feel better. It's like, here goes Iyanna pouring her pitcher, filling his cup up, and he's taking his cup full that he just got poured up from Iyanna, and he's gonna go pour it into Mallory's cup, and he's chasing Mallory, Iyanna's chasing him. This was horrible. And something else that really struck me as an issue is when she anticipated that he was going to say that I don't want you to feel second fiddle. She mouthed the words before he even got them out. So she knew what it was. She knew what it was. We're going to have to get this together because this is unacceptable. She set herself up to be in a position of weakness. Something else that I noticed, not only did Iyanna acknowledge that she invested more into him than he did into her, she herself said that she deserves someone who wants to be certain about her. She said that out of her own mouth, but she betrayed herself with her actions. This person would have never had the opportunity to take your heart and play with it if you hadn't given it to them. Given the situation, it's not enough time. But those red flags were all in her face. They were all up and through them pods. That little hallway that they walked down to get into the room for their little date, the flags were everywhere. They were lined up and down the walls, hanging up from the ceiling. They were everywhere. And she still went for it. She still went for it. It upsets me. It's not to bash her. It's nothing like that. I want to see her choose the person who's going to do right by her. I want to see her in a real happy relationship where she's comfortable and she's safe and she knows that this person is going to guard her feelings and guard her emotions with the utmost care. And she didn't pick that person. Enough of my ranting though. Off to the next point. She refused to accept his actions as his true feelings. Now, after he did what he did as far as, well, he did his cowardly proposal to Mallory. Yeah, after that part happened, she still refused to accept that his actions were telling her how he felt. She wanted to hear words of affirmation. She wanted to hear words that were going to delude what she was seeing. She was probing for more information where there was none. After he told her about his little mock proposal to Mallory and she left the room and they came back for that other date, she was still asking him questions. What else is there to be said? He told you with his actions where his heart was. Words aren't going to stop that anxious feeling in the pit of your stomach about putting your heart in this person's hands. Actions would have. Actions would have reassured her, would have made her feel like maybe I'm not making a mistake. But his actions put her heart in jeopardy. His actions was the reason that she was feeling anxious about giving him her heart. It was the reason that she shouldn't have given him her heart. There is a difference. She thought she was feeling the butterflies. That's what she thought she was feeling. But what she was really feeling was anxiousness, and her body was trying to tell her, girl, run. But she confused it for butterflies. And that's something that happens when you have an unhealthy pattern of attaching yourself to people. You're not going to know the difference between an alarm signal and the fluttery feeling that you get from love. You're not going to know the difference. Whew, girl. Time and time again, I noticed that Iyanna put herself in a position of weakness. This is why we have to think before we speak, ladies. She said to Jarrett that him choosing Mallory over her was her worst insecurity. Why would you tell a man that? There's no good reason to tell a man that, especially on television. There's a way to be vulnerable and keep some things to yourself. There's a way to do it. You can express your emotions without having to tell everything. That's when he knew that you wanted to win this prize. And he knew it because you told him. You don't tell them that. Go for it. I want you to choose her because I can't do this. I can't do it. Afterwards, when he did that little rebound proposal to Iyanna, before he even went in, he started gassing her head up, talking about how strong she was. Talking about that after all these obstacles have been thrown in her way, she overcame them time and time again. He was preaching to her. And then he want to bring up God? God can't save you from this one, buddy. He's bringing up God, talking about he had a conversation with God. Really, Jarrett? Really? Girl, no. Then he proposed to her. He did not want to walk out of there by himself after Mallory chose another dude over him. And I'm sorry, but like the way that her face lit up afterwards, girl, why are you excited about this dude proposing to you after he proposed to the woman that he really wanted first and she told him no? Not only that, but he didn't even try to shelter your feelings. He told you straight up because he knew you was strong. He knew you could overcome every obstacle thrown at you, which would be all his BS, mind you. Just put it out there. Didn't try to shield you. I didn't hear him say, I'm sorry. I didn't hear him say, I never meant to hurt you. I didn't hear him say, you know, if I could take it all back, I would. I didn't hear him say none of that. Because he didn't have to, because you already forgave him. You didn't even give him a chance to even really sit there and stew in his emotions and think, I messed over her. I shouldn't have said that. As soon as he popped out with the proposal, then it was all good. So again, she chose to believe his words over his actions. This guy was not even excited when he proposed to her. He didn't even make a big show about what he did. He was not even as considerate for what Iyanna wanted versus Mallory. He was considerate about what kind of ring Mallory wanted, what kind of proposal she wanted. He was considerate about that. He didn't ask Iyanna none of that. He didn't ask her what she wanted because he knew what she wanted. She wanted him, and she made that known, and that was her fault. He knew she was going to take him in any shape or form because she made that known. She put her cards out there when she shouldn't have. It's okay to show a few of your cards, but you don't need to show them all. And that's where she messed up. She messed up big time, and she's paying for it, unfortunately. Okay, this has been a roller coaster. Seeing what ended up becoming of these relationships afterwards, I was not pleased with what happened to Iyanna at all. I didn't like that Jarrett did that to her. I felt like if his heart was really with Mallory, and he was a well-intentioned person, afterwards he would have let Iyanna go because he knew he really wanted Mallory and you didn't get her. So why didn't you just leave? Why did you have to drag her through the ringer just because you could? But I also have to ask, why did she give him her heart when she saw the red flags? Why did you ignore the feelings of anxiety in the pit of your stomach? You knew that this guy, he was really somewhere else. It would have been fun to date, but that wasn't the right guy to marry. I hope that from this experience that she can learn what she did wrong, because I'm learning from watching other people's experiences. I'm learning what I'm not about to do. Even through the screen, even though it had nothing to do with me, just seeing the look of hurt on her face, I don't like stuff like that. That's also why I'm making this video, because I don't want to see other women put themselves in this situation when we're being shown example after example of how these women messed up and how we can avoid doing the same thing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm your girl, Nomi. Yeah, you know me. And you're watching The Tea with Nomi. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.